Aqua gang, gang, gang. What it do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message for my beautiful Aquarian soul family. My Aqua gang in this thing, Sun and Rising Venus signs, of course. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guides, please come through. Give us exactly what it is that we need to know. Energy showing up for Aquarius gang, Sun and Rising Venus signs. Please keep in mind that the messages are general, you guys, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit. Cross watchers, if you happen to be dealing with an Aquarius, just place yourself where you belong in the storyline. Shoot me a little comment down below, guys. A little hey girl, hey. Don't be rude, say it back. Also, click that like button. And if you haven't already made it official, go ahead and click the subscribe button. We have Moonbow, we have Waxing Moon, and there is one more they're saying. Ooh, this is about somebody's intentions, like the seeds that they planted. I don't know if this is somebody that you're still dealing with, because it feels like for some of you this could be, they're not giving me a time frame on this, right? Like they're not telling me if this is someone who you have been on and off with, like loosely involved with, if this is somebody who's still around or who's not. Like they're not putting a time on this. It's going to be different for all of you. This person was expecting something to grow from this that never came to fruition. I'm not going to place a huge spotlight on their intentions just yet. Just yet, even though I feel like this is something that you've already known. This is somebody who, it's almost like they always get what they want in a relationship, or they always get a specific type of person, and they've been waiting for you to like bloom into or morph into or harvest into this certain type of individual, someone and something that you never seem to become for them. Yeah, it's like either they wanted you to like be so head over heels for them. They wanted you to be super duper into them, sweat them, be a little bit thirsty. This is potentially somebody who is used to dealing with people who are more on the insecure side of the scale. Because it's something about your confidence. This is the reasoning why this person feels like things have gone the way that it is. Because you're too confident, or you're full of yourself is what they're saying. Sure of yourself is what spirit is saying, but this person is saying full of yourself. Okay? Like you do view yourself as somebody who's rare. You view yourself as someone who's a gift. You view yourself as someone who requires certain things, certain intentions, right? And you do things in that order in order to birth what it is that you want. I mean, that's just smart, right? But this is somebody who's kind of, they're speaking on it in a negative context. Something about your confidence is what they feel is not enabling them to get what it is that they want out of the relationship, or what they want out of this connection, what they wanted out of you. So this does give somebody who like attempts to harvest energy, harvest time, harvest love, harvest money, right? Like this is somebody who seeks to get their needs met, but they couldn't get their needs met in the way that they normally get them met. Not with you anyway, because of your confidence. That's what they keep saying, you guys, okay? We have tender moon. I feel like you were truly genuine with this person prior to knowing their intentions fully, and maybe you never really got to know their intentions. Some things you're supposed to know and some things you're not supposed to know. I feel like you're divinely protected, so you're moving in a way that is in alignment with what spirit is telling you to do. Like very intuitive is how I get your energy. I feel like this person views they think that your intuition is throwing a wrench in their game. That's what they're calling your confidence. I feel like it's really that you're just in alignment, right? You listen to your gut feelings. You're moving in a way that is more beneficial for you, which means that it can no longer be beneficial for them. So this is somebody who still wants to be around, but I feel like they want to be around only if they can get it the way that they want to get it, right? Only if it can be built the way that they want it to be built. They want you tender. Oh boy. Yeah, like stick a fork in him, stick a fork in her. They want you tender for them. We have tender moon. That's how I'm seeing that. Like this is somebody who wants you like goo goo for gaga, head over heels, right? That's how they potentially feel like they can manipulate people. We have message of concern. This could be somebody who always has crisis going on. This could be somebody who, like, I feel like they test people to see how invested you are. You haven't invested in this person, in their opinion, not to the extent that they want people to invest. I feel like this person always wants people to plant seeds. They always want their wishes granted. This person does feel like a lot of work. Like, they feel like they require a lot, and they do. The only reason why they would be putting a spotlight on somebody else's confidence and security within themselves is because of their lack of it. So this is somebody who is used to dealing with people who are insecure. That's the only way that I can view that. You're different. You are definitely quite different than what they're used to, but they can't take their eyes off of you. It's almost like they want to break you in. Yeah, like they're trying to change you from viewing yourself like this. Because if you view yourself as the gift, if you view yourself if you're viewing this connection from the perspective of getting your needs met, then you'll never step into the role of meeting their needs. What the heck is going on here? This could potentially be all this person thinks about. Yeah, you're making them step outside of their comfort zone. They are very attracted to you. It's like they want to prove this to themselves, that they can change someone like you, right? Bring a death to what it is that you thought was going to happen, where you thought things were going to be. Yeah, and it's something about this person feeling like they have to work, right? Like they have to actually bring something to the table. They haven't had to do that before. You may ask yourself, why not just move on to somebody who is going to get, who is just going to go along with their program? There's no fun in that. Look, we have marriage. Yeah, it's like this person looks for somebody who will be a labor of love, like a laborer of love. I feel like they are looking for commitment, but they're looking for somebody that they can mold into what it is that they want. And you're not making that very easy. Yeah, this person likes things to just be handed to them. They like to be spoon-fed. This is a spoiled brat for some of you. Okay, this is somebody who's quite entitled. It could be their family structure that did this to them, or lack thereof. It could be something that they feel like they have to steal because it wasn't something that was just given to them automatically, right? So they weren't nurtured, they weren't given things. So now that they're adults or they're grown-ups, right? Now that they're supposed to be adulting and they're fending for themselves, instead of having a healthy outlook on going about getting the things that you want in life, this is somebody who feels like since they were deprived, they have a right to steal it. And they do that by getting people to grant their wishes. This is how I see this, you guys. Okay, a labor, making people tender. They make people fall in love. Yep, romance is the name of the game. Potentially even bringing children into this situation. This is somebody who doesn't mind entrapment. They do want a level of control. They don't feel control in their own lives. So this is a way that they can feel in control. It's also a way that they fill their cup. A cup that was never filled prior to now. But I feel like you have, you're shifting. You're shifting the trajectory in this person's actions, in their words, in their behaviors, right? Like, these are changes that are being forced upon them. Yeah, I also feel as if because this person was able to potentially, right, conduct themselves this way in relationships prior to now, connections prior to now, that you definitely are making them feel really uncomfortable with themselves, right? They're wondering why you haven't fallen yet. Why aren't you like, yeah, why are you not chasing them? Why aren't you chasing them? Why aren't you like pressing them for this? Because for some of you, this could be a shift for this person. They might come off as somebody who is not looking for this. They may dangle connections. They may dangle commitment. They dangle things in front of people's faces in order to get you to change, right? If you change in a certain way and manipulate yourself, right? Fit into my square, fit into my box, then I'll give you the things that you're asking for, or at least that's what they say they're going to do. It gives trickster energy. I'm not going to lie. I am not going to lie. This is also somebody who comes off as if they're mature, as if they are looking for these things, as if they are deserving of these things, but they're not. This could also be somebody who dangles options, right? They want to be looked at as the prize. This is why they set up those tests. They want to see how far you'll go for them. They like to see just how weak in the knees they can make someone. There's a lot of emotional manipulation themes here. You're not looking for a relationship, or you're just not pressed to have one. It's sort of like if it happens, it happens, and that doesn't work for this person's game. You see what I'm saying? They have to be with people who are desperate for a relationship in order for this to work, in order for their cup to seemingly get filled. I feel like you're showing up right on time. There's a reason why you've shown up in this person's life. They still feel like they can break you though. This person may start doing some very sweet gestures. They may come in with a gift. We do have gift there. Come in wanting to have a mature conversation. Make no mistakes about it. This is still someone who expects people to get down with their program, okay? They like to shift and change people. The stronger you are, the more independent you are, the more confident you are, the more they get off on being able to get you to adapt. We have girl talk. So this person could definitely be like, listen, they are attempting to act like they're moving on, but they're not. If the two of you are like on the outs, because it does get very inconsistent. They can't let you get comfortable. The comfort level, okay, yeah, with family room in the reverse, you getting too comfortable allows for a place where the seeds of confidence can really thrive. So they do attempt to keep people knocked off kilter. Okay? Fragmented senses of reality. Can't think straight too much, because then you'll figure it out. Or then you'll have the ability to move forward confidently on your own. You may be wanting to be happily single. Now, when I'm talking about this, this is more in reference to what they're used to, because I feel like you're not giving this person any of this. You have not gotten with the program since they've known you, okay? Like I said, this is a change in the wind for them. They are aggravated. Yeah, they feel like you're too big for your britches. Too confident, too full of yourself. Why haven't you, fallen for any of the booby traps that they've set? This is their words, not mine. Why haven't you fallen in love? Why haven't you rang their phone off the hook? Why haven't you asked why they didn't text? Why they didn't call? Why haven't you asked why they haven't shown up in a certain way, right? Why they haven't planned a date, or why they haven't done certain things? You're not questioning. Like I said, they may, this person sets up certain tests, but I feel like you don't fall for it. You haven't come to their rescue to try and save them during these supposed crises that this person always has. You don't follow up behind them or get in the ring with them to argue when they're starting or trying to trigger you or like you're just not falling into any of it, and they can't understand why. So they're putting it all off on the fact that you're just too confident. But I feel like we have passion. See, this person may also lead with attempting to cross off or check off multiple boxes, right? Acting like we're soulmates, because passion is all about the chemistry, right? But it can be like insane chemistry. It's that emotional manipulation showing up again, you know? Sort of like trying to convince you that this connection is so insanely magnetic. They're usually able to manipulate people into thinking what they want them to think. Does that make sense? They cannot manipulate you. This is the issue. And I'm not laughing. It's just like they've gotten so used to and so comfortable with this, the way that things have normally gone, that they're not able to really see clearly with this golden mirror in the reverse, right? Like they can't see what's actually happening. They think that there's still something that they can do to maneuver and or manipulate this to go in the way that they want it to. They want you bad, meaning they want you in their grasp really bad. They want to have you eating out of the palm of their hands. That's the wish, right? They feel like they planted the seeds that they normally plant. So why the F is the harvest not harvesting? Hello? You're supposed to be begging them for marriage. You're supposed to be begging them for D. You're supposed to be begging them for the pum pum. You're supposed to be begging them to go out. You're supposed to be begging them to call you, text you. Like, what is going on here? Like, you don't care that I'm not showing up. You don't care that I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. You don't care that I don't care about changing. You don't want to have these conversations. Like, you are just not cooperating. Lack of cooperation is what they view it as, but Spirit is like, no, you no comprende. Things are not about to go like you think they're about to go. Yeah, very self-absorbed, love bombing. The passion could definitely come off as love bombing, but since you're not easy to manipulate, the love bombing doesn't actually work. It's not hitting. They're not hitting the target the way that they normally do, you guys, okay? They normally have people running after them. They normally have people chasing them. They're normally able to get the F out of Dodge and really harvest off of your energy even when they're not around. So this person is feeling like if they can change you, you would be one of the biggest harvests that they have ever had. This is why they're kind of I don't get that they're posing marriage, but they're hoping that they can shift and change you mentally. They can chemically change you so much that they will be running and you will be full speed ahead towards them, asking why we're not together, asking what are we, where are we going, you know, wanting to build a life with them. This is definitely stemming from a wound that they've had early on, right? Like they like people to coddle them, chase them, okay? They like to set thirst traps. They like to set tests. They want to see how deep you are in love with them. And the way that they measure that is how well manipulated you are according to their program. And it's really weird because it's like, this is the type of person, because they are a runner, it's sort of like once in the past, once they've had people become a part of their program, right? And they are well manipulated according to this person, they still run. So they don't view that as love either, even though that's how they measure whether or not somebody is in love or not. It's weird. It's really weird. I feel like they still leave. Once they've accomplished what they feel like they need, once they've harvested the energy, they're out of Dodge because there's nothing else to get. There's nothing else. Okay, there's nothing else. They deplete people. We have coffee cup that popped out over here. yeah, this person is definitely feeling quite low. I'm getting that maybe they haven't harvested in a long time. This is a lot more cynical than it appears, you guys, okay? All jokes aside, they're used to being the one to move on once they've been fed, but they haven't been able to feed off of you, and this is really effing with them. Yeah, I almost feel like you've silenced this person. They may be deep in thought. They may actually be wondering if these changes are permanent, because you're one of the first that they haven't been able to actually feed off of. They might be starving. There's a sense of starvation here. Why aren't you falling for it? That's what I keep hearing. And I feel like they keep trying, especially if you are just like loosely involved with this person. Maybe y'all are just like friends with benefits, a situationship. Maybe you've decided to just friend zone this person with coffee cup here. Perhaps it never got to the level to where the two of you were ever like together at all. You know what I mean? And even if you were, it's just because none of their strikes are landing. They are starving. Okay, they're in danger. I just saw a card that was flipped over. Yeah, they're worried. Look at that. 9 of Swords. There's also suffrage here, okay? This is mental anguish. Okay, anxiety, lots of negative thoughts in terms of the future. Okay, truly where they will end up or land, or how they will turn out. What's next? They might be solely focused on you because the well has run dry. The options that they supposedly have are not existent. You could be the last in this cycle. Which is also why we potentially have marriage on the table. This person could be getting older. It's just like their games don't work anymore. They could be losing their physical attraction, right? The more shallow things are no longer working for them. They could have taken a hit financially. Whatever it is that they use to hook people is either depleted or it is diminishing rapidly, right? So they are worried. This is somebody who's now trying to marry. They're trying to hook themselves to somebody for life, right? You would be a big fish to this person. You would be considered a major catch. You have a lot of energy to siphon, a light, right? A light that they can live off of and eat off of for the rest of their life. Where they wouldn't even have to worry about hooking another victim. This is so, like, what is going on here, you guys? It's taking a turn. A turn for the worst. And it's not even like you're straight up rejecting this person. They're just not able to get you on board. They don't understand why. Why not? Like, what is going on here? They're trying their best. They're putting their best foot forward, yet planting those manipulative seeds under the surface. And you were supposed to be tender a long fucking time ago. They've been cooking your ass. I'm sorry. It's the end, my brother. Ma'am, sir, bruh, sis, this is the end. Look, 10 of Swords in the world. You don't get to do this anymore. You should panic. You really should. You should be worried. Honestly, the 9 of Swords doesn't do it justice. Okay, we need 10 of them. We need 10 of them shits. We need 10. All 10. 9 doesn't do it justice. So this is right on time, is how I'm hearing this. Okay. This is all occurring right on time. 9 to the 10. It's going in sequence. We have the 6 of Cups, right? Maybe at one point in time you made this person feel like you were falling for it. They told me to split the deck. King of Pentacles. So you made them feel like they were winning at some point in time, or that they were ahead of the game, or that you were not onto them. Split it again. King of Swords, yeah. See, 2 kings, right? So this person felt like they were on top, like they were ahead of you, or that, here's the thing, they never quite got to strike the way that they normally do, but they've always been waiting for it to actually happen. So they feel like this is the okie doke. What goes around comes around is what I'm hearing with the World card. And you're showing up as the Queen of Swords, High Priestess here. Yeah, you gave them nothing. Oh my gosh. I mean, you may have obliged them. I get you like entertaining them to an extent, going on a few dates. If you had a little casual encounter, fine. Like, but Page of Cups is not really a cup. It's an empty cup, depending on how it shows up in the spread, guys, right? Like, you have to take everything in context. We got 2 kings that showed up prior to there. So this is somebody who was putting like their best, they would put all of their best cards on the table, all pun intended, to trap you, right? Like they were putting all of their best foot forward, all their best effort, all that. And all you gave up here was the Page of Cups. They feel played like a fiddle. With the 9 of Pentacles here, that would be going right on top of Girl Talk. And the Girl Talk card specifically says happily single. So your confidence is literally what is saving you. Your intuition, your confidence, right? Your self-esteem and the growth within your self-worth. Maybe you weren't always like that, but everything in sequence, right? You learned certain lessons. You've completed certain lessons prior to even knowing this person. So you were never going to fall for this, yet they thought you were, because it's always worked for them before. Why wouldn't it work now? When they need it the most. Because something about the time clock running out on this person's games is here, right? Like they had to scheme and lie their way through all of these relationships. They may have wasted a lot of people's time. They ran away in situations where they possibly could have set themselves up for life to just siphon and harvest people's energy. But I feel like they just, to get more of a accelerated hit, what are they calling it? You know, when you plug yourself up to like a charger? Yeah, to get more like a lightning speed charge, they had to run. That's more of a harvest of someone's energy. The negative energy's way more. But now they've run out of people. You're the last one on the docket. So that's more like, court talk. There's a judgment that's getting ready to occur. Oh, you cannot make it up. Look, the docket. You're the last one on the docket, babe. You are. It's up for them. It's up for them for life. They're really going to be kicking themselves. They already are, but I still feel like they're attempting to come in and see if they still got it. Justice, the Chariot. We have a snake in the grass, ladies and gentlemen, but something tells me that you've already known that, which is why you've opted for your freedom. You never fell into this person's trap. Even if you played the role for a little while, you were never quite. The Page of Cups is nothing. You gave nothingness. Queen of Swords, head over heart. Gender doesn't matter. Like, you were always moving logically. You were always moving with your head, never your heart in this, not in this, because their heart wasn't in it. They think you're a dummy. It's only because they've been dealing with dummies for all this time. So they don't know a real one when they see it. They think everybody is just dummies, right? Like, they let that ego make them think that they were bigger than the program. Oh my gosh. We have the 8 of Pentacles. They feel like they put in enough work. They're coming in to see what's happening, to see if you still with it. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that there hasn't been a transformation yet. We have the 10 of Swords. I'm not saying that this is the current energy, but this is what it was. Okay. This is what they were. This is who they were at their core. We do have the World card, right? So everything has changed, or it's getting ready to. So let's hop over to the extended and see where this is all going. Okay. I would love to see where their intentions are now, right, versus where they were before. That'll let you know if there are any changes that have occurred, okay? Let's see what the lesson was here for you specifically, and that's how you're going to hop on this chariot and get out of here, okay? This is the last residual work that needs to be done prior to releasing yourself from this cycle. This test will now be done, okay? I would love to see what they're planning to do next, how they're approaching this. Let's see what their intentions are behind this approach as well. If they've made any changes, we will look into that also, okay? This is also that you could just be prepared. It doesn't mean that you need to choose this or go back towards this or anything like that. Let's see how you can set yourself up for success in the next connection or the next cycle, whether it's with this or the new person. We will look to see the best possible outcome, both old and new. We're going to look to see how this all turns out, and then we'll move into the new for those of you who are going in that direction. Okay. We'll get into the details about the new cycle, the new person, who they are, what they're really like, what their true intentions are, what they're looking for, if it's aligned with what you are looking for, okay? Their personality, when you might meet them, all the details. And then we'll see if it's worth your time or if you should just focus on your pentacles, right? On your work, on your money. We'll pull time frames for both old and new, and we'll pull advice. So without further ado, click the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I'm going to put the link for the extended reading down below in the description box. We got a lot to unpack, baby. So I'm going to see y'all over there. Let go.